What's up, guys? Welcome back to Malt Mondays. I'm Paul, and this week I'm going to be looking at the Port Charlotte. Now this is Bruichladdich heavily peated range, and if you watched my video last week, I talked a little bit about Bruichladdich and their general philosophy of not coloring their whiskeys, not chill filtering their whiskeys, and bottling their stuff at higher than minimum proof. So this is the Peat Project from the Port Charlotte line, and this is a good example of a color that somewhere probably around a 10-year-old whiskey should be, and that's basically from ex-bourbon casks. So when you see something that is exceedingly darker than this, you know that they're probably using a good bit of artificial coloring. Take, for instance, Johnny Walker Black Label. Is quite a bit darker than this, and probably not as good of oak casks used, even though I have no way of proving that. It's very likely that that has that kind of orange coloring that the really heavily colored whiskeys get. That doesn't quite look the same. It's not quite the same. I don't know. You can just kind of tell sometimes. So this is a light pale straw color, and it's even easier to see how light it is in the glass there. Very light color, and this is peated to about 40 ppm, which is about the same as Laphroaig or Ardbeg. I think those are usually like 40 to 50, but it's not quite as smoky as those. And certainly now that I've had this bottle open for a while, and it's only a third of it left, a lot of the peat has diminished. So when you first get this bottle, it's going to be quite smoky. So on the nose, the first thing I get is definitely an aromatic peat, because some of the punch from it has diminished. It's a much more complex aroma than just this brute force of smoke. There's hints of lemon, there's a creamy maltiness that you just get with Bruichladdich. And I think this is bottled at 83 proof, so yep, 46% ABV is what this one's bottled at. So it's not quite as strong as the classic Laddie, but it's the same price, it's $60. So I think probably they bottle it a little lower because the peat can add a little bit of strength to a whiskey. It doesn't quite need as high of ABV. Every now and then I can specifically pick out like a nutmeg or a cinnamon, but this is kind of just a generic little bit of spiciness, which is nice, and you don't normally get that on ex-bourbon matured whiskeys. Those usually come with the Spanish oak, but there's definitely a little bit of it there. So we're going to see how this tastes. Wow. Very full-bodied. Even though the smoke is diminished on the nose quite a bit, it's still very present in the glass. And it's just such a creamy flavor that you get with Bruichladdich. Almost like buttery, creamy. I mean, custard. Like it's like stuck in my mouth. And I really think that's the thing I love about Bruichladdich the most. Despite their preference for non-coloring and all those good things I listed before, it's really the feel of their whiskeys and the finish on them that's really quite exceptional. And I've never even had a chance to try any of their higher end bottlings. pretty much the extent of what I've tried from that distillery is their gin that they produce, which has no bearing on what I just said, but is a very high quality product in and of itself. That's called the Botanist. The heavily peated one, the Laddie 10, or the classic Laddie, I haven't even found any of their age statement versions, and I haven't even had a chance to buy any of the Octomores, simply because when I've seen them, they've been at outrageous prices. You know, like 50% more than what they're supposed to cost, and I pretty much never pay over the recommended retail for something. In fact, I rarely even pay that. I usually only buy stuff when I can get some sort of a discount on it or find it at a relatively good price. But, you know, for $60, this is really, really nice. I think, I would say this is better than the Lefroy 10 and certainly better than the Ardbeg 10. The complexity that you're getting here, the higher proof, everything about this whiskey is just really, really nice. So I think if you go into a store and you see an Ardbeg 10-year-old for $60 and you see this for $60, I would highly recommend you pick this up instead. I think Ardbeg is severely overhyped for many reasons. They do make some amazing whiskeys, but there are some whiskeys in their lineup that just go for ridiculous prices, and their price has jumped significantly across their range in a very short period of time. So this whiskey I'm giving B+ to A territory. This is really good. And for $60, you can certainly do far, far worse. Now, this is a very smoky whiskey when you first get it, so be aware of that. And if you want to try Bruichladdich and you're not sure if you want to go for a smoky one, you can try what is more of their house style originally, which is the classic Laddie. It comes in this teal blue bottle, and they also make a Laddie 10 if you can find it. That's the one you want to get if you can find it, but again, I've never even seen it, so good luck. Now, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to post a link to that up here. And as always, let me know what you think of the Peat Project down below. And I do believe this may have been discontinued and replaced with something else. So, if you are seeing this on a shelf somewhere and you're a fan of Bruichladdich, you collect them or whatever, make sure you grab it because I'm 90% sure this has been discontinued towards the end of last year or maybe summer last year. So there should still be bottles floating around on shelves for you to pick up, but they won't be around forever. As always, come back next week and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.